And welcome everyone to the Man Cave. My name is Paul Knapp, and I will be your host for tonight's show. This is season 2, episode number 10, and it is sponsored by. Hey, you know what, Angelo? It's March Madness. Do you know what March Madness is?
March. It's maybe something about basketball.
It has nothing to do with basketball.
March.
Stacy, what do you think March Madness is?
I don't know. I only follow NFL, so
come on, man. Hey. It's Girl Scout Cookie Month, man.
Oh,
that's March Madness, okay?
You got it, brother.
You better buy them Girl Scout cookies. If you don't, that's un-American. So you better support those.
I love Girl Scout cookies.
Yo, I teach. You know how many boxes of Girl Scout cookies I have to buy every year?
Good.
Yeah.
Support those Girl Scouts.
Yeah.
That's right. Hey, you know what also it is? It is Be a Man Monday. Did you know that? Be a Man Monday. So your words of wisdom for tonight are, next time you're cutting metal, don't use safety goggles. Be a man. Take that metal shard in the eye.
All right.
That's your words of wisdom for Be a Man Monday. Okay. You're supposed to be laughing, Angelo. That was my joke for tonight. Waiting in the green room is we have not one, not two, but 3 guests tonight. We have Cruz Flores, Murray Corrigan, and Angel Munez. So 3 guests tonight, so hopefully we'll get a lot of questions, not just by us, but by the people in the chat room. We see we got Big Boss Jack already. Playscale Soldier Productions, Andy and Indy. Nice to see you. Thin Mints, absolutely, man. Thin Mints all the way. Action Joe Figs, glad you could join us again. JMK, watched his show the other night. If you guys missed his show, make sure you check him out. We're going to get him on the show, and he's going to do some, what do we call it? Customizing for a 1/6 scale, not just that 1/12 scale crap that you do, Angelo.
Hey, be nice now. Be nice.
We're gonna get him on the show and start doing some 1/12 or 1/6 scale stuff for us. So. Hey, as always, I'd like to thank a channel that I subscribe to, and we're gonna thank Logic Blaster tonight because I know he always chimes in on Mondays. So we're gonna thank him, and everybody check out his channel, Logic Blaster. As always, I'd like to thank my subscribers, and 3 of my new subscribers are Soundwave NL 1977, Alien Matt, and Magic Black Barbara. Next week, our special guest will be, I don't know if you guys ever heard of this guy, Daryl DePriest. Are you familiar with him?
Yeah, he sounds familiar.
Yeah, so I'm not sure about him, but we'll see what he has to say. So I have 2 guys in my panel tonight, since we have 3 guests. So I'm just going to do 2 introductions for you. We'll start off with this guy. This man is still trying to figure out how to watch Star Trek in order. This is Stacy Armstrong.
Woo!
Thank you.
Oh, look at that. There's no cast or no bandages on the hands.
No, it's stitches are gone now too.
He should be back in action making some Joes now.
Pretty soon.
All righty.
Sore.
And the other guy in my panel tonight, you would never know by looking at this man. He was often mistaken as Don Johnson in the 80s. Woo! This is Angelo D'Annabelle.
You. I gotta break out my Miami Vice soundtrack.
So it's gonna be a little different tonight, guys. I don't know if we're gonna go around the room. Should we save all the time for our special guests tonight? What do you want to do?
Well, there's 3. We could go fast. I'm sure if we got to get those guys on because they're gonna be fighting.
You two. Stacy, I know what Stacy's working on. He's working on all those talkers I sent him. That's what he's working on right now. Oh, what's new in your zoo, Stace?
Well, I'm going to work on those talkers, and then I just brought a couple of things to show. So this is the G.I. Joe Club Convention's Battle of the Leyte Gulf.
Yes, nice.
So I have 2 sets, but I have both uniform sets. So this is the dress captain for the Japanese. And then, because people were asking about this, and this is the dress captain for the U.S. Navy. This is where he's in this battle with a helmet for the Japanese, and that's the same thing for the American. And then people wanted to hear him actually talk, because he actually talks in Japanese. So I'm going to see if I can.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yo, that's awesome.
So he issues commands in actual Japanese. And the guy who did the voices for this was the guy who did the 60s voices.
That's great.
Yep.
That's very cool.
Yep.
Neat. How cool is that, man?
Right.
They give you the translations of everything he says.
They do. It's actually on this little part right here. It tells
cool.
you the commands.
Yeah.
And then the Navy one is totally different too.
Wow.
So I'll play you Navy.
G.I. Joe, USS Wisconsin, reporting for duty.
Did you just break it?
Yeah.
I guess you'd be fixing that one.
Oh, here we go.
No,
it's a tug to talk.
Oh, okay.
AM battle station. All stations commence firing.
Nice.
There you go.
It's like Battleship. It's like
So-
Battleship.
Yeah.
So you Stacy, you got your hands fixed, and now you got too powerful, and you start ripping stuff apart.
Kung
You
Fu
gotta take
grip.
it easy.
Kung Fu
Kung
grip.
Fu
Yeah.
grip. You got it. Hello
Yeah.
back, everybody in the chat. Thank you for saying hello. I love it.
Yeah, that's great. All right. What's new in your zoo, brother?
What's new in the zoo? More flock. What else could be possibly new? I don't know. I got to stop all this flocking so I can start doing some 1/6 scale stuff. Actually, I do have a couple 1/6 scale things going on. I know that Sanitary sent me a head to work on. He told me it's a prototype because he doesn't trust my ass. He says, "No, you got to make sure it's perfect." And I said, "Terry, I'm doing my best, man. And you know, the color's got to be perfect. The flock has got to be perfect." I'm busting your stones, Terry. Wait, he'll probably chime in a little bit. I'll probably get a message.
Watching. You know he's gonna be watching.
Santa's always watching, man. He's gonna call me tonight, late at night, and say, "Yo, is that done?" I said, "Terry, I got to do all these 1/12 scale heads first." Yeah, I'm doing a lot of 1/12 scale. I know it's a naughty word, but man, people are starting to come out of the woodwork, and I don't know if it was that article, and if everybody nice article I had last week that was I can't remember the name of the site. That was really bad, isn't it?
You said it last week. I remember.
I know that Lily Cohen is her name. Nice woman. She actually bought some of the figures too. She did this great article. Pumped up a couple more subscribers to my channel and a lot more heads. So I ended up ordering even more. So I've been really busy. I got something different planned for the eyes. So I've been painting the eyes, which has been really difficult, but I got something else planned. We're going to see if it's going to work out. So,
very cool.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, paint the whites of the eyes, glow in the dark.
Yeah. Could make with glow in the dark paint. That'd be a good idea.
Red.
That's a good idea. But they're so
iris red. They make a glow in the dark kind of a red color, and then do the white again in the center.
I like it. I'll have to think about that too.
He said Sammy Terry. Andy and Indy saying Sammy Terry, but you mean
Sammy
Terry Lee Stare, right?
Santa Terry.
Santa Terry, yeah.
Ho ho ho. The little icon all the way to the right on the bottom right, it looks like a gear. Click on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like a gear button and just there you go. You flipped it already. Sorry about that, everybody in the chat room. We're talking to Mr. Cruz in the green room. He's still having troubles. So
he was having issues.
He's got issues. He's got issues. His issues have issues, man. So he's
all right. Bring him on.
You've seen a whole team of therapists, I heard. All right, man. So I'm going to start from the bottom, work my way up. We're going to give each one of these guys a quick introduction. This guy's going vertical tonight, so don't make fun of him, but he's going vertical tonight. We finally got him on the internet. This man is so clever that sometimes he doesn't even understand a single word he's saying. This is Angel Munez.
Hey, Angel.
For having me here. I will speak 3 languages, none of them.
And moving in the green room, here comes our
second
guy. Watch your language, everyone, because tonight this man is a pastor, and he can either hook you up with the big man or he can send you elsewhere. This is Cruz Flores. Woo!
No virgin is here, baby. We're all right, man. I told these guys talk is our love language, so bring it. Hey, by the way, man, Godfather, is that debatable, guys? I mean, I don't know, man. Is that self-appointed? I mean, that's a big title right there.
It's not up for debate. It's not up for debate.
He's got my vote, man. I told him he ought to hear his Joe Pesci imitation. It's pretty good.
Okay.
What's the matter?
And last but not least, we got one more person in the green room. We're going to bring him in. just like Mario Lemieux in hockey, this man is going to turn the show upside down. This is Murray Corrigan. Woo!
Good evening, everybody. Nice to be on this side of the chat room.
Yeah.
Welcome,
Nice.
Murray.
Thank you very much.
We finally get to put a face with those chats that you've been chatting in all the time. I
That's right.
appreciate
Frightening as that may be.
it. And are you a Gretzky fan or a Mario Lemieux fan? You got to tell me right
Oh,
now.
please, hockey. Such a waste of time.
Okay.
Come on now. I'm old. When I started, when we were young, hockey was 6 teams. They were done by the beginning of May. They're playing into July, for God's sake.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, hockey season.
Yeah.
And it starts in August.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
They probably own the hospital by now.
Yeah. Howdy, boys. There's a Joe Figs and Scale Soldier Productions. Gotta love you guys.
Yeah, can
Consistent.
you guys see all the chats on the right there?
Yeah.
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 So if you guys see a question directed to you, just go ahead and stop the show and pull it out, and we'll go with it.
All right. All
First,
right.
who should we start off with here, man? I don't know. Let's.
Surprise us.
Yeah.
I have to go with the pastor because I want to get in good with God. I know.
Yeah.
I know he's watching. Hey, he's watching, man. I know he's
I'm the
watching.
one got to talk to about that.
So, give me a little history about you, Mr. Cruz. Because I heard you're like even though you're older than all of us, you're a new collector. That's what I heard. So
that's what,
tell us
that's
how you
what
got
they
started.
say, man.
Tell us how you got
Fresh
started.
meat. Fresh meat, you know. You got to have fresh meat coming in every now and then. No, I got bit by the bug big time, man.
Oh no.
Grew up in Phoenix here, had a AT Commander, and then I can't blame my mom for getting rid of that thing. I mean, I don't even remember his demise. It was a combination of napalm and dismemberment, and that was before, you know. Fortunately, I didn't go the Jeffrey Dahmer route, but yeah, it was not pretty. And then what happened was when COVID came around, we actually didn't close the church. We stayed open, and you know, we took all the precautions and all that. But I jumped on I ordered a green beret. I thought it was cool, and there was a local buy option. So the local guy happened to be a guy here in Scottsdale in the Valley, and you know, everybody's wearing masks or whatever. So it was my day off. I grabbed my wife, drove up to Scottsdale, you know, and it's like the secret password. You know, he opens up the door, and you know, Psalm 91. Like, hey, all right, let's go. Come on in, man. And we just start talking, man, and you know, he's a believer too. He loves the Lord, but we just start talking, and he goes, you know what? You all right, bro? You all right? He goes, let me take you into the inner chambers. And I said, okay, I'm either gonna, you know, end up like, you know, Jeffrey Dahmer's victims, or for my wife, you know, get that piece out, baby. No more, get that thing out. And he takes me into this his inner chambers, several large rooms of nothing but minty, cherry minty, vintage Joes. And man, I thought I went to G.I. Joe heaven, man. I said, oh man, big trouble. And started visiting him. You know, he was a veteran. We talked, you know, history, and he's a fellow patient. And we just talk. And of course, you know, I was picking up stuff at above retail price.
No.
Uh-oh.
Oh, somebody froze.
But he said, stop buying all that. You know, he said, here's the real deal, man. So, you know, I just got hooked, man. I got the bug, and my wife thought, oh man, he's having a midlife crisis. Here it comes. And I ended up going to my first Joe Lanta in 2021, I believe. And you know, that's where I met Stacy and Angel and Scott, the Talk Doc. And, you know, right away, man, I just picked up on the brotherhood, man. I said, you know, it ain't about the plastic. We're all nostalgic. We all played with this stuff as a kid, but there was something going on. And it was really about just brothers, you know, guys being guys, man, just hanging out and building camaraderie. And so, you know, I think it was Scott picked me up and took me to the airport, and I'm like, who does that? You know, he left the show and came and picked me up. I said, all right. And then I met Ace and all the guys there, man. So since that first year, man, I went all in. I'm an all in guy. You know, everything I do is all in. Don't ask me why I've been leaning like this. I think I can straighten it up now. I think I'm getting this camera thing. There we go. and so I go all in. And so I was blessed to pick up a few really nice collections. Stacy and Angel knows I overpaid for them, but they kind of helped mentor me. And that's the thing, man. First year, even before I bought the Green Beret, I was buying all the other stuff. And these guys, they showed me the light. They said, showed me the rules of the game and the brotherhood. And I've been fortunate, man. Picked up a few nice large collections. And I got a shout out to my mentor, though. My very first mentor, Bill Arendt. Took him to Joe Lanta, and he was already having some health problems. But in November, he passed and died of a stroke. And I'll always remember, man, having somebody that was willing to take the time and show me. I didn't know, the whole from Shinola, so he kind of showed me what was up. And then, props to the Godfather and Stacy and Ace and all the guys, Scott, all those guys, man. So it's a band of brothers, man, the way I look at it. And we get to have fun, be big kids, and talk about manly stuff. It's funny. I was I was Nashville a couple weeks ago, and there's a dude. He's got a cool site. His name is Stephen Mansfield. And he wrote a book called The Band of Brothers, and he wrote a couple books called one's called Mansfield's Book of Manly Things. And what he talks about is guys just forgetting to be, we used to war together. We used to hunt together. We used to party together that way. And he said, guys need each other. And we got to get out of our little silos and come and, be men together. So that just spoke to me, man. And, I've been sold out ever since, man. I got the hat from Ace and got the shirt. I don't even know where I picked this up at, but so it's been good, man. I appreciate. And as I logged in, I said, who am I to sit in the presence of these legends? I'm a babe in the woods. These guys forgot more about Joe's than I'll ever know. So I appreciate you guys, man. Thanks for having me on, Paul.
That was
Angelo,
great.
the only guy that could talk more than you.
Yeah. That's why he's the pastor, baby.
Hey, I told these guys, trash talk is our love language. So I hope we got plenty of it tonight.
Let me check the time. Oh, we got to go, folks.
And that's all the time for the show. Good night, guys.
Right. That's why, Paul. That's why I said you have to not have long intros tonight because we got to let these guys talk. They got a lot to share.
There we go.
Stuff.
There we go.
And that's the pastor's got to preach, man. That's what's got to happen. I said,
Murray, we kept him up an hour later tonight, just so you could be on.
Joe's for Jesus, baby.
Show's almost over.
I'll still have a beer with you guys. Come on now.
Murray, being from Canada, how did you get started in collecting? Was it more G.I. Joes or Action Man in Canada?
G.I. Joe is what we had in Canada. My first one was a foreign-headed Mountie.
Wow.
Right there.
Wow.
That's the first one I got.
With a foreign.
And I didn't know that G.I. Joe had a different head until I got my second one. And he's over here.
Astronaut.
Yeah.
The A-Team astronaut.
So you got these guys when they were new?
I got them as a child, yeah.
Okay.
And my mother, thank God, did not throw out my toys.
So lucky.
And and consequently, if you see behind me here, my wife really wishes I had found, a different hobby. And the boys know that it goes down the side of the room too. It's not just what you see behind me, sadly.
Yep.
But hey, if you guys want to ever get a chance to pick up a really awesome figure, this is probably the best Captain America figure you will ever buy.
Oh, he's good looking.
It is. This is the Disney store exclusive figure.
Yeah. I didn't know they made one.
Pardon?
I didn't even know they made one.
They did a few years ago. You find them on eBay every now and then. I was lucky to get them when they were bailing out on them. This is what he looks like. This camera. That's what his head naturally looks like. And then off the Hasbro icons.
Yeah.
I took this piece, put it on, and my buddy said, "Hey, that would look really cool." I said, hey, it does. You're right. So we did that, and that's how he stayed ever since. His shield has a magnet.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
Very
That
So
cool.
it
is
just
cool.
clips. And on the arm also.
Hmm.
If I can get that on. But yeah, it clips on the back just with magnets. It's wonderful. They clearance them out sadly at like $10, and I should have bought 20 of them.
Oh yeah.
Sadly, I didn't. Somebody was watching me.
Well, you know,
You're
you can always
always
tell your
watching.
wife when she says about you giving you a hard time about collecting your GI Joes. You could tell her I could always collect Italian sports cars.
Hmm.
Right.
No, my wife has actually been very good about my collecting. Years ago, got into making more of a business out of the hobby, and it's sort of paid for itself. Most of what you see is from that little bit of extension of my hobby.
Right. That's very nice, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's kind of the way to stay safe. Not to use household funds.
Yes.
Hobby money is for the hobby, by the hobby. So
Yeah.
anything that I want, I need to sell comics, or I need to sell heads, I need to sell something in order then to purchase things. And it helps to keep the size of the collection from getting out of control. But
Sure.
we're beyond
Good luck with
beyond
that.
out of control.
Yeah.
We're beyond.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I know.
man.
Like
I know.
crack.
It is. It definitely. But you know what? Like you said, hobbies. Think of all the hobbies that cost so much money, and the other hobbies that are bad for you. Drinking and smoking. I rarely drink. You know, it's like every 3 months I might have a beer, a couple of beers when with a get together. But the amount of money that is spent drinking or smoking, I said,
Mhm.
look what you could then. At least you could have something to show for it instead
Oh,
of
God.
killing yourself slowly. So
Preach, Angelo. Preach. We're recording this part and sending it to the Wife Support Club.
I was
There
gonna
you
say, man. Hey, I hardly drink too.
Only when I'm around the Godfather. I'm just, that's what I love about this thing, man. Is you get to be. I feel like we forgot how to be men, and we get to have fun together and enjoy something that's wholesome and good. Whatever anything can become a vice, right? But I definitely, just to be candid and real, I had a couple moments, and Angel and Stacy I put some stuff on a credit card, and I caught the wrath of God, my wife, and I had to go through that inner healing and marital, spent just as much on marital counseling, but we got through it. We survived. So no, it's
Exactly.
I hear you, Angelo. I hear you. But there's some times, you got to pull the trigger, man. You get that, you get an opportunity, and if you got a good network of friends that, will take a few things off your hands and help you out, maybe help them out, help them find what they're looking for. It all comes out, man.
You see what Reverend Dave
David Young. Yeah.
We have to sell our collections to pay for divorce lawyers.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, you have quite the collection. So did you start, Cruz? Did you start like selling some of the other things that you didn't want that weren't as pristine? Because the things that I've seen you have, they're top of the line. Everything is perfect and such, flawless. So I mean, did you start like getting rid of things so you can then focus on getting the pieces and parts to make everything look as nice as they do?
Bill said from day one, he said, "Don't buy junk." He said, "Regret it. You can always sell it if it's 8C9. And get it." Of course,
You're breaking up again.
Yeah, a little bit.
So but it was just quality. He had him. I was out. I learned it was a flea market. I win.
Red Toys Galaxy.
Cruz, we're losing you a little bit, brother. We lost like the last 5 minutes.
No way. All right. Well,
yeah, just you're there.
No, you're
there,
there.
but your words are all garbled. We missed your
Garble,
nice,
man.
yeah. And we didn't
Oh.
get to hear from Angel, so let's
I
give
know.
him, let's give
Hey,
Angel
Jim.
some highlight, because we said I've seen that collection too. Well, some of the stuff on sale over at Jolana, and I was really impressed. And this gentleman, definitely the Godfather, knows his stuff.
Oh, I'm
You're up,
in.
Godfather.
Hey, guys, what can I say about myself? I'm 62 years old. I was born in Brooklyn, New York, back in the 60s. My friends were hanging out there in Hell's Kitchen, all Italians, and the Bronx. And we played G.I. Joe forever. G.I. Joe was king back in the 60s, you'll know. And I was the bad boy. I was just, my dad used to whip me because I was always in the fire escape on the 6th floor, throwing G.I. Joe with a parachute, putting firecrackers on his butt and shooting him in the back.
Yep.
Always had the darn thing hang on the peach tree in the backyard and get a butt whipping because the guy that was next door is an old man, like kids. He didn't like G.I. Joe either, so I was throwing that thing all the time. And I get a butt whip. I said, Dad, can I go get my G.I. Joe? Get beat up, get my G.I. Joe, come back and do it again the next day. That's my life. It was fun. I've been collecting since 94. I started collecting strong again. When I met my wife, was an avid collector of Barbies and some other action stuff. So we kind of like hit it on from the beginning, and we had these crazy collections together. And we always supported each other. I never had a problem with having a extensive collection. I had maybe 4 or 5 collections that I had terminated at one time and came back full force again. The last collection I sold, I guess it was over 450 figures.
Wow.
The caliber of Cruz's caliber type. That Cruz is talk about Cruz collection. He's the epitome of perfection, and he's very picky about his stuff. I like that we need people like that in the hobby. We need people that are focused on quality and completeness, and they're willing to pass that on to the next guy, because when he sells something, most of the time he's just losing money. I tell him all the time, dude, what are you doing? Is he, what do you think about this? No, you're giving it away. And he said, just gonna bless this guy, and he said, Cruz is the best. Cruz is blessing everybody, but he's losing money. So now he changed a little bit around. I believe he's come around that it's not about losing money anymore. He has a lot of money invested in stuff. He has actually improved these figures with time. I mean, he buys them, pays good money, he improves them, fixes it up, completes them, and goes around and sells them again. I told him, look, dude, what you gotta do, get yourself, if you don't want a big collection, get yourself a small collection of quality, scarce items, and that'll be your niche right there. Everything else, move on. Just be selective. This is what I have to tell people coming into the hobby is be selective in what you collect, because out of the regular run, there's thousands of that junk out there. You can buy that stuff all the time around. But these other items that are exclusive, so they were produced in small numbers, you need to hang on to that stuff, because that's what makes a collection great versus just a collection. Anybody can have a collection, a bunch of duds just sticking around, is all mixed up and mismatched stuff with patches of hair missing and stuff. You don't want that. Well, that's junk. That's junk, man. Get yourself in the groove and get yourself a real collection. If you're gonna be a collector, go all the way and stand out from the crowd. You're not meant to be part of the crowd. You need to stand out from the crowd. Then you need to be doing the right thing. And Cruz is going the right way. He's been doing this for a few years. I met him in 2021 at the show, and ever since then, this man is just he's like a brother to me. And we talk a lot. And he asked me a lot about G.I. Joe. So I passed on a little information I know for the last 30 years, doing this stuff. I pass it on to him, and he's doing great. I said, we need purists. Cruz is a purist, and you know what that word means. He doesn't want stuff all mixed up. He doesn't want to put reproduction stuff in there, and he's doing the right thing. And I do the same thing. We need to be passing that on to the new generations, because we're getting old. In the next 10 years, I'm going to be, where's the dodo? We need to bring up the new generation, teach them how to do it right.
Yeah, buddy.
Good thing Jim Egner's not on.
Yeah.
No, and what's great about what you said, Angel, with Cruz, and you said, he blesses people by selling the things, and you're saying the cheap and whatnot, but then that encourages those collectors to then give them that opportunity to get that piece or to get that figure that they would not normally be able to get. He's providing that for them. And then being known as that good a person, people are going to remember that, and they're going to come back to him, and not just as a repeat customer, but as a repeat friend. And that's how you're going to keep people in good favor. If you're a decent human being and not just trying to pull one over on someone and just trying to make the almighty buck. So what Cruz is doing is it is an amazing thing, and it's a very kind thing. So it just tells a lot about the person and the character.
Oh, that's great. An angel on earth.
My ears were burning in a good way, man. I'll slide you guys your 20 via PayPal, whatever.
That's Siga.20 at Yahoo.
Yeah, I was gonna say. How many members are at your church? Just give them my YouTube channel. Make sure they all subscribe, and we'll call it even.
All right. So what man? You asked me that question. I jump back in because Angela, what you were saying was so true, bro. Is it's if you invest in quality stuff. So he had Joe OCD, and he said, "Look, man, this is a piece of history. This is it's posterity. You can't just get into this hobby." And he goes, "Buckle up, Buttercup, because you're going to spend a fortune too," and which was probably in his self-interest, like I said earlier. But I love him. God bless him. But I said, you know what, man? I'm an all-in guy, and I'm an all-in on the hobby, and I've been able to recoup, some of it. But it's Joe's over, bros over Joe's always, man.
Hey, that's not a lie, man. When he talks about that stuff, you got to take his word as gospel. I'm telling you, in two ways. This man, I went to Arizona to visit him, and I got the welcome package. All the brothers in his church are real men of God, men that are real from the heart. They'll bleed for you. But I just went down there and had a weekend down there with these guys, and they're all great. We had barbecues, all kind of stuff. Went to church and everything. Just before I leave, this man here, Cruz, reaches out. And guess this, he hands me a mint complete 1969 Adventure, all original, and just gives it to me. And I was like, huh? Just like that.
And they say pastors don't make money. Are you saying?
No kidding, eh?
He just out of his heart did that. So that's the way he is. I mean, I commend him for that, but I gotta keep him in line. So I said, look, dude, you're gonna end up in the food stamp line real quick that
way. Hey, Cruz, one of my buddies here, Adam from the Lost Chronicles, G.I. Joe Lost Chronicles, he's in Arizona too. He wants to know where you're at.
Oh, Chandler, man. Chandler. Right now I'm in his Phoenix or in Canto area at my daughter's house. But yeah, Chandler is
where's Adam from?
I think he's Phoenix. I'm pretty sure.
Is it?
Yeah. No, man. It's just
he's coming for a visit, Cruz.
Yeah, hey, put your address out there. Everybody wants to know your address.
Yeah. He'll be when you come home.
Everyone here is a G.I. Joe too, man. Come on. Yeah.
Hey, let me say, and you guys got to come out to Arizona, man. Fall and springtime, man, it's beautiful. I won't put you through hell and bring you out here in the summertime, but y'all got come out to Phoenix and we'll do some fishing, some hiking, and some outdoor stuff too while you're here, man.
Oh yeah. And then in the winter we can go to Canada with you, Murray, and
that's right.
And do whatever it is you guys do.
Ice fishing. Just got to be careful you don't catch too much ice and drown when it thaws.
There you go. Hey, Stacy, what's up with that shirt, man? Come on, what's the secret? I see this.
It's a G.I. Joe convention. The G.I. Joe Club. It's a convention shirt. Paul Harrison gave it to me from Third Son Books.
It was like that James Bond. Wasn't he like a James Bond character that they did for Joe?
It was that spy thing, I think it was, or something.
Yeah.
I didn't get that set, but
I thought it was a Cobra Kai.
Because I like the Adventure Team logo. So I'm like, hey, and he's like, yeah, I'll send it to you. So yeah, Paul from Third Son Books gave it to me.
That looks like a Cobra Kai logo on top of a.
Yeah, I know that the snakes are kind of like a little freaky looking, but
So before Cruz takes over the rest of the show, I want to ask Murray about these holsters that he makes.
That's what I was just going to say. That good for you, Paul, because I want to know. I want to know about that because that's amazing craftsmanship. I think it's absolutely incredible.
I think my wife calls it insanity.
Yeah.
It started out, surprisingly enough, my son got a Action Man set from, I'm not sure if any of you are old enough to remember Yoon He was a collector in Spain, and he supplied me with some trades for some Geiper stuff back then. And my son was a wee toddler, and we didn't have G.I. Joe on the shelves here. This was pre-95 or 6 when the CCs came out. And so he set me up with some Action Man stuff. And they made an Action Man jacket like this in a forest green, and a darker one than this. And my son said, "Dad, I want it in red. That's my favorite color, blah, blah, blah." Dad tore it apart, made it in red, started trade foddering that out. And then back in the day, there was Zhang's chat room in the late 90s. And we were talking, a bunch of us, one night, and the topic came up because 21st was out there, and everything seemed to be military oriented, and there was no non-military holsters. And so one of the guys said, "Oh, I wish somebody would make some." And I said, "Well, I think I got a bag of leather scraps." Next thing you know, I came up with, this is the first one.
You put a little closer to the. There you go. Yeah, cool.
For 45. And then from there, it's just changed. You want to smaller back holsters. You've got thumb brakes.
Yep. Wow.
Shoulders.
Back there.
Back in the day of
all leather, huh?
All leather. Yeah. In the days of Aesop, with Todd Pleasant and Dave, and who else was lots of the guys that were involved in that were doing an amazing job, and it was in Lee's Action Figure magazine for a while, and they did some great stuff, and I did a number of holsters for them. They were good friends. And then Dan DiBiase did Carl Butcher and did the holster rig for him initially, which is there it is.
Wow.
And did that for him for his initial run. Done a lot of customs for different people around the world.
How long does it take for an average holster?
Depending on the complexity, basic holster, I can probably, between cutting them out and just the actual time working on each one, probably about 2-3 hours a holster.
Is that done by hand or is that done by a sewing machine?
Oh, son, I use a sewing machine.
Okay.
Do you have a smaller needle, Murray? Do you have a really small needle because the stitching is so tiny?
No, I have 100th anniversary travel Singer, and I'm able to get a lot of stitches per inch. I think I'm running about 28 stitches per inch.
Wow.
And a lot of the time you're just advancing it by hand, because if you use a treadle, it just pushes through too much, too fast. This is the latest project, Sam Brown belts in a vintage style with a vintage clasp from Cots. Had to figure out these things all on my own. Nobody makes the lovely little D hooks, which really is sad. That's been the latest stuff. And
you send them. The Cotswold sells your product, correct?
They sell a specific line of stuff that they've taken care of and requested, but I still sell if somebody approaches me. I've never said no. And I still do custom orders, but I don't do as many of them, because by the time, sometimes when you figure it out, like, what is it, Neo from Matrix, you know, the lobby scene where he pulls 38 guns out of his coat. There's a rig for that.
Wow.
Took me 6 months to figure it out.
Wow.
And I finally did, and I've made a couple of them since, but just nasty. You know, but it's also fun. I mean, one of the first custom orders I was asked for was a Dirty Harry and a James Bond, Sean Connery James Bond. Well, okay, Dirty Harry. When do you remember ever seeing his holster? I mean, we've all seen the cannon he carries. He pulls it out of his jacket, There's, I think, one scene that lasts about 4 seconds in one of his movies. That's it. I had to watch a lot of movies. Sean Connery's holster for James Bond, same thing, and it's a blue cloth shoulder piece, and then it's got the leather boot on it and an elastic strap on it. I had to watch a lot of old James Bond movies. Good thing I have them all on the shelf, makes it easier. But yeah, and it's just lots of fun. I mean, you know, Bruce Willis, he does a Die Hard. Oh, can you make this? Laura Croft. Hey, there's a new Laura Croft game. Can you make this holster? Yeah. Let's see some pictures. Okay. You know, you try and give the people what they want. And my biggest thing has always been keeping the prices so that people can afford them.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, the most expensive holster I make on a regular basis retails at maybe $15, maybe. And that would be a more complex one. The average one is probably closer to 10. And a fancy custom depends on what it is.
So Murray, how can people get a hold of you if they want to get a holster? Do you have a channel that shows, or an Etsy store or anything, or is it
Corrigan Holsters on Facebook? Get a hold of me directly. I'm all over Facebook. What is it? mcorrigan@hotmail.com. There's a sign of my age. I refuse to give that puppy up. Yeah, I'm available. I'm on most of the groups, and then, like I said, Corrigan Holsters on Facebook. Used to be Yahoo groups and GeoCities, but then they screwed everything up and took away control of your websites, and so anyway, got out of there.
Because I figured a lot of people after seeing that and talking with, listening to you tonight, are going to be interested in trying to get some of those holsters, because yeah, they're quite impressive. I do love them.
They are. Do you do anything other than holsters?
Well, like I said, I have done some of the windbreakers. Give me a sec. Now I'm playing like Ace does.
Don't leave the video camera. We weren't going to say that. We weren't going to say it. Paul was thinking it.
I was going to go there. But
here's what I did.
He was like,
friend of mine retired, and we worked for 20 years together doing asbestos abatement. And so I made a couple of Tyvek suits.
That's cool.
And gave them, and respirators to the retiring guys.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah. That was a labor of love. The booties included. Everything works, fits over an outfit.
How about leather vests, like Western looking leather vests or anything like that?
Hey, Jeff. I've made some attempts.
No cowboy hats.
The word attempts is chaps and vests are something that have eluded me, but have been on my radar, and I've got some patterns I just haven't had time to work with yet. Number of years ago, Jane needed a vest for snowboarding, because when you're snowboarding, you need a vest. So made her a fleece one because it was cold out.
Yep.
Right.
But yeah, no, there's a lot of things like that I've tried, and I'm willing to try stuff like that. It's a little out of my wheelhouse, clothing, but like I say, I've given a lot of things a try that I never figured I would before.
That's awesome.
And in Canada, we don't have access to guns like you do, so it's really hard. A friend of mine in Texas, Jerry Kaufman, keeps saying, "Murray, make me a holster for my service revolver." Jared, I can't. I don't have anything to mold it off of.
Yeah.
Hey Murray, I got a question for you, bro.
Sure, Cruz.
How far are you from Nova Scotia? Where is that?
Well, you know where Minneapolis is?
Yeah.
6 hours straight up. So we're right dead center of the country.
All right.
Actually, Sean Huckster's from I think it's Nova Scotia, around that side.
I've been trying to figure out, the story with my 67 Sears Canadian only Green Beret gift set. That
Okay, I'm sorry, Terry, I can't.
I
Okay.
got to get info on that. I actually Dwayne Smallness used to own it. The only other one is it Darren Foley? I think is his name.
Yeah, Darren. He lives in town here.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we messaged back and forth because I picked this up and it's like a unicorn and it's pretty cool because it's got the sealed baggies and
I'll tell you, Darren would give his eye teeth for that, but he won't pay for it. He won't pay you what it's worth.
I already told
He loves. He has a collection like it's just absolutely amazing.
yeah.
His stuff. He's got some vintage stuff that just blows my mind.
Yeah, so I don't know what to do with it, but it'll be
Keep
around.
it.
Talk to Ace.
Yeah. Or if you want to get rid of it, talk to Ace.
Ace is the man.
And that might be why your wife is mad at you, Cruz. Right there.
Yeah.
That might be
Why
why
he's
you're mad.
getting rid of that piece of? Oh my God! No.
Either Ace or even Chris Short is really big, and he's Minneapolis boy also.
Yeah, I was supposed to go ice fishing with Ace in February, but I
Yeah.
think season, so maybe next year. And then
We didn't have a lot of ice and snow up here this year, so
that's what he said. So I figured I'd make it back.
Cruz, I want you to pull the baggie of the accessories out of that set and show it to the guys.
No.
Pull it out and show it at the camera. There's a unique feature on that accessory bag. That set was put together, and if you notice and put a little closer, look how many pieces are in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you think about the Green Berets, the Sears Green Berets set, they had 2 figures in it.
Yeah.
Look at this pack. Why does it have 1 figure when you have equipment for 2? Think about that.
Yeah,
Well, that's generally what they came with, though.
No, not the amount of equipment.
That's a huge amount. That
Now, when
looks
you got
like
a single,
Sears?
now the single Green Beret with the double, yeah.
No, not the single Green Beret, but the Simpson Sears one.
Yeah. So what they made that set, and it only came with
that's
1 figure.
cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool, Cruz.
yeah. I Angel keeps telling me to just put it away and forget about it, but
I done the same thing.
Your wife's saying sell it, sell it. Your wife's saying sell it, sell it.
the other thing is this crazy bullet man.
Oh Lord. You
Sorry.
have not drank that Kool-Aid, have you?
No, I haven't. I know I haven't. That's why I'm not trying to sell it. I'm just telling you. My brother-in-law.
Great Kool-Aid.
My brother. And I never knew why he called me Bullethead. He used to kind of mess with me all the time, and then I realized he got that name from the bullet figure. But this guy's been floating around too, man. I got to do something with him. But real quick, man, I got.
I could get my bike out. I could get my bicycle out again.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
You don't know that. You know that story, Cruz? I don't want to get into it.
Tell me.
No, that's my story. I tell the kids. It's when we talk about personal narratives at school, I tell them about the revenge of Bullet Man. When I took Bullet Man for a ride because Bullet Man was not G.I. Joe. When he came out, I was like, nope, no fuzzy hair, plastic head, bug out eyes, nope. And so I didn't like him too much. So he went for a ride on the back of my bicycle. I dragged him all up and down the street. And then he got stuck under a car tire, and I used too good a rope, and Bullet Man survived, and I flew and slid across the pavement on my face, and Bullet Man got the last laugh. So when I do writing narratives at school, I use that story every time it gets the kids cracked up. But the defenders of Bullet Man don't like me very much. But when eBay first started, that was the first thing to go.
Terry Lee wants to know how many of you guys have a Bullet Man. So we know Cruz does.
I have 4.
You have
I've
4?
got 20 of them, and I've still not got one.
I have a black one too that I custom made.
Yeah.
I remember when they were $5, and they would beg you to take them.
Please take it. I remember too.
I bet.
$5. Come on, give me $5. I'll give you this great pig. No, geez, keep it.
They do the same thing with the eagle
Now I
eyes
kick
too.
my backside.
Yeah.
What's that? Eagle eyes? What are you talking about? I love my eagle eyes.
No, but
Yeah.
they did that way back then too. Because
Yeah, back in the day, they you couldn't give them away. Now people are fighting
Well,
for
that's
them.
when I was picking them up, guys, because you guys weren't taking them. That's where all my English stuff came from. All my Action Man stuff. When shipping was cheap, I got a
Yeah.
Pursuit craft delivered with the original box. Stars were cut out, of course, but it was delivered here in Thunder Bay, which is the middle of Canada, from the UK. $75 US all in.
Wow.
I got a
You'd
question.
pay
How
that-
many sets of Action Man were made?
Way more than G.I. Joe.
I know
Oh,
there were
yeah.
more. That's what I'm saying. There were a lot more, and there were more quality too.
Oh yeah, and just their ceremonial stuff just blows me away.
Yeah. Super.
Like each of the ceremonial sets, they're amazing. And then I laugh because Ace, we were talking about that with the Tommy Gunn stuff, and he was sort of an attempt to get some of the market share away from Action Man in the UK. And I laughed because after we talked with Ace last week or 2 weeks ago, I went, I'm sure I got some Tommy Gunn stuff there. And so I went rummaging through, and of course I've got some Coldstream Guard Tommy Gunn, as well as the other 3 or 4 Action Man ones. And but just a different product, slightly better detail. It was really interesting. I wish I could get a figure, but that ain't happening.
I've been trying to get one. You can't. They're if you
In
find
this day and
them,
age,
it's
they're hard
ridiculous.
to. The closest I've seen, Stace, looking at the pictures of them, because I got that book that Ace was talking about.
I did too.
You've read it, yeah. If you look at the picture, it kind of looks like a Captain Action, the body.
It kind of does. Yeah.
And the dimensions of it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking if I can find another Captain Action body for, reasonable price, like there is such a thing anymore.
Yeah, really.
I mean, even the Praying Mantis, they're
Yeah.
crazy prices they want on the Captain Action figures. It's like the Captain Action figure window box for Phantom.
Yeah.
The Phantom, just the outfit,
Right.
120 and more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking,
gone
like,
through the roof.
damn. And then when I add 30% for exchange from my money to yours, I'm going, that ain't happening.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are losing in on that one. Yeah.
They
Yeah,
got two
we lose
variations,
big.
too. They got 2 variations on that Phantom suit also. One was
Mhm.
darker, one's a purple color, one wasn't the blue side, one was on the purple side. I remember
Okay, yeah.
that's just like the Lone Ranger one has 2
Yep.
variations.
Yeah, the red shirt and the blue shirt.
Yes.
I think I have the purple one. It's purple and yellow. I have the whole Praying Mantis box.
Cool.
Hey,
I don't know.
we got a question from the chat room. I guess this is geared for you, Murray.
Okay.
Did Canada have the classic collection GI Joes?
We got some of them. We did not get the 500 and some that you have on the wall.
Yeah.
Behind you, Paul. But we did get a fair number. Yeah, I mean, I remember picking up the Mercury astronaut, the shuttle astronaut. I picked up the Apollo Life brand, a lot of the Adventures of. But then I knew the toy manager at the local Walmart, the toy department supervisor, manager, whatever she was. And so I sort of beat on her to get stuff. And then every year we'd be down stateside once or twice, and being involved with the guys in Minneapolis and beyond, I had lots of access stuff, and postage was cheap back then.
Sure.
So I'd have stuff shipped to Grand Marais or Grand Portage, run across the border. It's a 40-minute drive.
Yeah.
And pay the duty at the thing if I had to, and if not, that was great.
Nice.
They got
Hey,
took up
this question
planes.
goes to all 3 of you guys before we go tonight. Are you guys planning to attend any conventions this year at all? Anything on your lineup?
Yes.
Start off with Angel. Start off with you.
Okay, so we're gonna be at Toyland, which will be in 2 weeks from now, from the 22nd to the 24th.
Okay.
We're gonna be setting up there. We got our booth set up already, and we're gonna have there talking a little bit about. I forgot to tell you guys that I'm a 12-inch, a 1/6 scale collector, vintage, and I'm very savvy about it. I have done it for for decades now, but I have transitioned recently, last 5-6 years, to 3 3/4 inch. There's a reason for it, but I still do both. But we're gonna be at Toylanta in March in Atlanta, Georgia, from the 22nd to the 24th weekend. It's a great show.
So that's Joe Lanta and Toy Lanta.
Correct. It's the same show. I just done it 2 different. They broke it down early in the year and then later in the year in October, close to October, they do Joe Lanta.
I'll be at Toy Lanta next week, so I'll see you there.
Definitely.
How about you, sir? Any shows this year? Attending?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get out to Atlanta again this year, man. Yeah, for sure, man. That's my go-to right there. Plus, I get to visit my brother over there. And until we start something out here in the West, I was talking with what's his name? The other guy, Ace, and Stacy about doing something out here. Maybe a Joe Zona, come out here. But never despise the day of small beginnings, man. We got to start small and build it up. But yeah, I'll be out there.
You're pretty close to Dallas Fort Worth show, right?
Yeah, Paul. Gets out there quite frequently. So yeah, I'm thinking about Dallas. Hopefully, you guys all be out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to that one too as well.
Yeah.
And Murray, do you make it to the States to any shows? Do you guys have any shows up there?
Not anywhere near me. The nearest ones would be 8 to 14-hour drives away. Minneapolis hasn't had one since the JoeCon in 2005. I was there. That was great. That was absolutely fantastic. Had a great time. Derek was there. Daryl DePriest was there. Todd was there. Dave Pisani. All those guys were there. Pat Kelly. We had an amazing time. And I really wish they had shows closer. But even Chicago's like, that's a day and a half drive.
Yeah.
And it's just too far. And with our dollar sucking as bad as it does at 30%, it starts to add up. Like for me, even to go to Joe Lanta, I'm in over $1,000 before I even get there.
That's the hard part. I hear you.
Yeah. Because airfares, because you can't driving just isn't realistic in the northern climate this time of year.
Hey, Paul.
It can go one way or the other.
Can we get Angel to do a Joe Pesci promo for Toylanta? Come on, man. Come on, God.
Hey, man.
Come on.
Come on, you're killing me, man. What's up with you guys, man? For you, hey, from the 22nd to the 24th, just be square, okay? I'll tell you what.
All right.
Woo!
That's my man.
Am I supposed to amuse you or something? I don't hear something. Tell me what's funny about me.
Hey, Paul, before you do trivia, I wanted to just ask, because these guys are quite the collectors. Is there anything that they don't have that they're looking for? I mean,
the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail. Huh?
Yeah.
Angel, your Holy Grail, or do you have it already?
Oh yeah. Well, I had it and I lost it and I want it back. Is the Defiant. The Defiant.
Oh wow.
3 3/4 stuff. Huh?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That is it's harder to find than any other piece right now.
Yeah, it is.
Mr. Cruz, how about you?
Well, I'd say it'd be a tie between Striped Shore Patrol, of course, 67, and I need a triple TM box Sailor. That's missing. That's cap.
You want anything?
That's all.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. I just need a lung. I need a heart.
Yeah, really. 20-bedroom house, right?
Murray, anything you're still looking for?
Honestly, no. Surprisingly, I was fortunate enough to get most of the big items. There's always the odd little thing that comes down the pipe. But I got my space capsule. I got my Seawolf. I got my tracker. I got my MSV. I've got troubleshooters, helicopters, pursuit crafts, the Hasbro Humvee, the modern one they came out with in the early 2000s that is so awesome and huge.
Yeah.
I've been very blessed in my collecting. When I started, I
Right on.
got off to a good start and knew all the right people. I remember the days of the big red toy box.
Dude,
Don,
you're not
Don.
no more.
Yeah, no, it's gone. Well, like Zang's, the old alt GI Joe sandbox. Those were the good old days. I'll tell you, collecting was bizarre, but it was fun. And
Come
there
on,
was
gotta be
the
something.
internet was not what it is today.
There's gotta
But
be
yeah,
something
no,
you need. Tell me the
Maybe
truth.
something.
I need a couple Mountie hats.
Yeah, to finish up the mountain.
I think I have about 5 more uniforms I have to outfit figures on with, but I'm in no rush. And two, and Ace is a good friend, so I can give Ace a call and
I was going to say, if he doesn't have it, nobody has it. Man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down.
Well,
I'm gonna go down and visit the museum pretty soon, man. Go
yeah,
do ice fishing.
I'm heading up to down to Minneapolis. I'm hoping at some point this summer and catch up with him. He says he'll give me a tour of his warehouse.
Yes, sir.
Wow. It's a good man.
He'll have to handcuff me or have me clap through the whole thing.
Yeah. Are you looking to adopt a child, a son, to
Take with you.
to glue your collection to? I'm just throwing my hat in the ring in case I can call you Papa. You know how.
You're talking about Cruz, are you? Or Angel?
Sorry, too late. I'm already in the will.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'll back.
All right, guys, it's at the top of the hour, and if you watch my show, you know I do some type of trivia at the end of every show. This is
Lord
Stacy's
help
favorite part of the show here because he usually gets them all wrong. So he's
Except for last week, I got them all right.
You did, I know.
You
You
did.
kicked some butt.
You did really good last week. The moon must have been full or something.
So in honor of Murray finally getting on the show and getting the internet up there in Canada, tonight's trivia is U.S. versus Canada. In other words,
Lord,
I'm going to read you the sentence. I'm going to read you the question, and you're going to tell me, is it from the U.S. or is it in Canada? Okay. And we're going to start at the top. We're going to work our way around. So it's going to go Stacy and down to Angel and across the bottom. We'll finish up with you, Mr. Cruz. Okay.
All right.
You're going to go around 3 times. Everybody gets 3 questions, and you can answer in the chat room if you like. Number 1, which country has more cities with a population exceeding 1 million? U.S. or Canada?
Please. Come on, Stace. Yeah, you got this,
Canada.
Stace. Oh, come on.
Canada has 6. U.S. has 10.
Yeah.
Closer than you think, man.
It was
A lot closer than I was expecting.
Yeah.
But New York has what, 27 million?
Yeah, but this
Yeah.
just had a
And
million or
that's the
more.
whole
So.
population of
Yeah,
Canada.
but it was just a million or more. So
Oh my, there's a lot of Puerto Ricans in there.
Angelo, which country averages more tornadoes per year? U.S., Canada.
interesting. I right away I would say the United States, but you have to know that up north they do get a lot of tornadoes as well. I am going to stick with the United States in the middle of the country, but I know that they do have them.
You would be correct, sir. It is 1,000 average per year versus 100 in Canada.
Wow, only 100. Because I knew that they did have tornadoes, but wow, just 100 is not that many.
Oh, we only got a couple of provinces that get them really, so we
Angel,
don't let
you're
them
up.
come into the rest of the country.
Angel, you ready?
Go for it.
Hollywood celebrity and funny man Jim Carrey hails from which nation?
Who?
U.S. or Canada?
Knowing the way he is, he's got to be a Canadian.
Yeah.
He's a Canuck. Yep, he is.
Well done, Angel.
All right, our only Canadian on the board tonight.
I'll screw this up.
Which country has had more top political leaders assassinated? The U.S. or Canada?
U.S.
They'll be Mexico.
U.S. is correct. We want to be number 1, and we're number 1 of that too. Cruz, which country has 3 territories?
Oh man, that's easy, right? You got the Canadian. Thanks for going easy. Appreciate that.
Questions get harder after that one.
Okay.
All right, round two. During World War I, which country played a major role in the bloody Battle of Vimy Ridge?
Stop using AI, Angel. I see you using AI.
He's tapping away there.
Oh, is that question for me?
No,
that's
No,
Stacy.
Stacy.
Um,
Trust
Vimy-
me.
Canada again, because I don't recognize that name.
Yeah, which,
115 years now, I think.
yep.
110 years since
The bloody battle of Vimy Ridge.
Yeah. Yeah, my son was at the 95th anniversary.
It's Canada.
Wow.
Canada.
Wow.
Mhm.
Sweet.
The only Vinny I know is Uncle Vinny is from New York. He
I
got
hear ya.
Angelo, you're up. Which country is the second biggest nation on Earth?
Canada.
Square footage, yeah.
Canada.
Canada, 3.8 million square miles. Yep.
Mhm.
Back down to you, Angel. Which country has the longest highway?
True. Who's that cutie?
the longest way.
That's why
Highway.
they had a Solomon, but I don't want to mess up the. Go ahead.
Oh no, that's all.
That's fine. Collector in training.
That's it.
It's a lot of highways.
Are you trying to Google that too? Come on.
No. Look, the screen's blank. Look. I gotta prove myself to you guys. What's wrong with you?
He's like
Another phone. No,
it's just
Hold on. I gotta read
the
this.
50-50 shot here, man. U.S. Canada. All you gotta say is U.S. or Canada.
Canada. Well, Canada's bigger, so I guess Canada.
You would be correct, sir. 4,860 miles long is the Trans-Canada Highway.
Mm-hmm.
Which country produces more uranium each year? Canada or
Canada.
U.S.? That is a Canadian. Yes.
Yeah. Saskatchewan, I believe, is the largest producer of uranium in Canada.
Wow.
Cruz, you're up. Number
All
two, round two, last one. Which nation has the longest coastline of any country in the world?
Oh,
Cruz, I'll tell you.
all right. I trust Murray. All right, let's go with Canada.
Murray would not lead a pastor wrong. He is correct. 125,000 miles of coastline. 125,000 miles of coastline.
Yeah, brother.
Last round. Back to you, Stacy.
Oh, no.
Which country has a larger military force?
That's a hard one right there.
Our Salvation Army could beat them, man.
You're all Mounties.
I think so.
The U.S.
We
is
don't
number
have
one
much
in the
love.
world, and Canada ranks number 26th in the world.
Wow.
And
Still
there's
like
only
their guns up there.
25
I didn't know they
teams.
were that far down. Wow.
There's only 25 teams, Paul.
And you're 26.
Yeah. We're
Angelo.
peacekeepers, man. We're lovers, not fighters. What can we say?
Angelo, last question to you. Which country has a higher literacy rate? And you're a school teacher, so you should know that.
It's
Well,
not
I would want to say Canada. Yes, I'm saying Canada.
And you would be correct.
Yes,
It's
you would.
consistently ranked in the upper 90 percentile for literacy. Angel, last question to you, sir.
Go
Which
for it.
country is home to the oldest company in North America?
Oh,
The oldest company in North America. Murray needs to quit helping everybody out.
North America, huh?
Yep, all North America.
I have to have it.
I bet Murray can name it too.
They flagged me
I've been
down.
to-
It's Canada.
I've been to the flag store.
What is it?
It is.
Hudson's Bay Company. Head office was in Winnipeg for 100 years.
Hudson Bay Company. It's been based
Yep.
there, founded in
Where did you mean?
1670.
Yep.
1670.
Yep.
Last one to
Originally
you,
the
Murray.
Northwest Company.
Canada and America had a military clash during the War of 1812.
Yes.
Which country invaded the other? In other words, did Canada go to U.S. or
We
U.S. go
burnt
to-
the White House.
Say that
And then
again.
you guys came and chased us back and went the British
Well,
back. Into,
actually, the U.S.
Toronto.
invaded Canada first.
Yeah, went into
Yeah.
Toronto.
Yeah, and
Yep.
then you guys came down and you were all pissed off and burned our White House down.
Burnt the White Then it was sort of sooty black. Yeah.
But we invaded you guys first, so
Well, yeah, I'd hate to say that you guys would throw the first stone because most of the guys I know from down there are pretty nice guys. I can't imagine they would
Yeah, we're all
start
nice
something
guys.
like that. Yeah, so I find it hard to believe how drastic times must have changed.
I know.
Just don't.
Last
don't-
one to you, Cruz.
Yeah. Be
Which
nice.
country's military suffered more casualties in World War II? The U.S. or Canada?
Oh, that would be the U.S., eh?
U.S. Yes.
Yes.
420,000 versus 44,000. Yeah.
Oh, God bless them.
Well, gentlemen, it's been a fun night. It went too fast for sure. I guess we got to get all three of you guys back on again in the near future. But, I'm going to go around and give you guys each like 2-3 seconds here. Actually, we'll give you about 30 seconds if you want to say anything. If you have a YouTube channel, if you have a Facebook page, anywhere so people can meet you or get in touch with you for anything. I'm going to go with you, sir, first. If there's anything you want to say.
Yeah, I want to say that to the older guys, encourage the youngsters to start collecting because we are going way to the dodo. We don't want that to happen. We want Joe to have good company. I have a little site on Facebook, which is G.I. Joe Auction Wars. And normally we do auctions on Thursday nights about 7 p.m. So if you want to come and join us sometime, we are there to provide a little entertainment. Thank you.
Great.
Who you calling old?
Pastor Cruz, you're up. Anything?
The oldest here, pretty sure.
Hey, I'm still in awe that I made the panel, man. I mean, these guys are legends, man. Brotherhood, Joe Bros forever, man. That's what I got to say. Just thanks for having me on, Paul, and
Absolutely.
good work, man. You guys are really doing something. And I'll tell you what, just from a guy that deals with problems all day long, don't ever underestimate the power of a Joe Bro, man, when a guy's in time of need. So just be there for the other one.
Thanks,
That's
man.
right.
Yeah,
That's
man.
right. Well said.
You, sir.
Just what Cruz said. Some of the best people I've met in my life are collectors, and most of them I had never met until 05, and a lot of them I've only ever met on the internet, and some of the best people I've ever met. Lots of fun, lots of good stuff. Corrigan holsters, if you're looking for custom leather work for a holster for your Joe. Cotswold also carries them. Let us know. Drop us a line, even if you just want to BS.
Awesome.
You're stuck.
Very cool. Well, guys, again, it's been a great night. Angelo and Stacy, thanks for joining me on this panel. Don't forget, next week we got some guy named Daryl the Priest. I'm not sure anything about him. I'll have to do some research. And hopefully you guys join us next week. Be in the chat room. Other than that, as they say in Mexico City, AMF.
Take care, brothers. Take care.
Good to